a really important point, and I think connecting the way that these like social movements have progressed in the past year, or even more than that, to the labor movement is essential. And I think it's so like we've talked throughout this episode about how important it is, the struggle in Alabama, how important it is for the labor movement generally, but also for society as a whole. So I think the vote in particular is really, really important. And I think people all around the world and around the US, especially union members and union leaders, are really like the one to help because it's so significant. So, James, can you tell us a little bit about what people can do to help this vote in this struggle?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question, a great question, because there's been an incredible outpour of solidarity for this campaign so far. It's really captured the imagination of people around the country, both union and non-union alike, who know now about the obscene profits that Amazon and Jeff Bezos have raked in during the course of the pandemic, especially, and the fact that they pay next to nothing in taxes while working class people everywhere are barely scraping by. And like I was talking about a couple of questions ago, there's a real enthusiasm and interest in unions right now in a way that we haven't seen in years. And even if a very small percentage of workers are unionized, people recognize their importance and they want to be unionized. And they know that unions are a tool, perhaps the most important tool that we have to fight back against so many of the problems here in society. So people around the country are so inspired by what these workers in Alabama are doing and really want to help. And like we've been talking about, if there's a win down here in Alabama, it could lead to a wave of unionization in Amazon warehouses around the country, into the broader logistics industry as well, and potentially even beyond. And right now, I think it's critical that the labor movement goes all out to support this campaign. Too often, we have a union leadership in our unions, which are kind of hesitant about going on the attack. But right now, we need to be bold. And rank and file workers all around the country are helping point the way forward in lots of ways. And, even if there is a loss, I think it'll be a victory in some ways still, just because of the increased recognition and awareness of the importance of unions. It will have entered a lot of people's minds that this is something that we need to do. But in the event of a victory, which I think is very much possible, we've got to get ready to go all out and start to unionize Amazon warehouses everywhere. In terms of what people can do to help support this campaign in Bessemer over the next few weeks up until the final vote day. So first off, whether you're in a union or not, you should be talking to your coworkers and friends about this union drive and why it's so important and why every working class person has a stake in what's going on here. And you should be sharing information about the union and what's going on here on social media as well. All of that's really important. If you are a union member, you can try to get your local to pass a resolution or a statement of support for the campaign. And I think what's a really cool thing and a really important one is that there's going to be a national day of action on March 20th here coming up in just over a week from now. There's going to be rallies all around the country hosted by unions and other organizations, including ourselves and Socialist Alternative. And these rallies are going to be in solidarity with the union drive and helping let more people know that this is going on and bringing more people into the campaign. And so I really encourage everyone to try to keep an eye out for those. I think they're going to be held in major cities everywhere, and try to get out there and attend one if you can, because every single working class person has a stake in this campaign. We need to go all out for it. We're already seeing a huge wave of interest and solidarity and support from around the country. And these last few weeks are going to be critical, and we got to keep that up because it means a lot to the workers as well to know that people everywhere around the country see their fight as our fight and that we have their back.